One of my favorite comfort foods is tapioca pudding over home bottled peaches. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can package tapioca pearls so that they will stay good in your storage for 20 years or more. Hey Provident Preppers, I'm Kylene, and today we are going to talk about tapioca. Now, what exactly is tapioca? It comes from the yucca plant, also known as cassava, and what they do is they take the root and they take the starch and make it into these little tiny balls that when they're cooked, they're like soft and squishy. The other thing that they'll do with it is make it into a flour. So this is tapioca flour or tapioca starch. I always actually keep a bucket in my pantry because it's a really good ingredient if you are gluten intolerant, and so I use it in some of the baking. You kind of can use it just like you would cornstarch as a thickener in different recipes. It's like, cornstarch in the fact that it has almost no nutrients. It is just a solid carbohydrate. It's very low in protein, very low in fat. No real redeeming qualities other than it makes the most delicious bubbly drinks or thickeners in pies or my favorite, tapioca pudding. And so while I don't store huge amounts of it, I like to have some in my storage. And when I took this out, I realized that I was running out. And so I purchased these so that I could restock. But this is the way that I store it. I don't drink milk. And so when we have family over and we've got milk left, I'll either make yogurt out of it, or sometimes I will just make the tapioca pudding. And then, because I can't eat this much tapioca pudding at once, I will freeze dry it so that I can make up little single portions. This should be good for at least 20 to 25 years, and it's instant. In this one, I like to add cinnamon sticks and cloves, a little bit of nutmeg to the tapioca pudding, and to me, that just makes it delightful. But let's talk about how to store it. So you can see in this jar, in here, I actually have an oxygen absorber because it's about 11% moisture and 0.02% fat. It's just fine for storing in a reduced oxygen environment. This is ideal because it's a smaller amount. When I open it, I'm not opening a large amount of it so that I'm not using my oxygen absorbers all the time for something that doesn't really need it. A lot of times I will just vacuum seal it. And you'll notice that I always tape the recipe on the side so I've got it right there when I need it. You're probably more organized than I am, but that's how I do it. Tapioca comes in different sizes. This is kind of a medium ball and this one is a larger one. These bags are like the minute tapioca that you get in the little red box, but it's becoming harder and harder to find at the stores. So I wanted to make sure that I have a decent supply so that I can have my comfort food. Now, let's get packaging. Whenever I do this, I want to make sure that I'm starting out with clean hands, a clean area, and it needs to be absolutely dry. Now you might think that you could just dump the new tapioca here with the old one, and I wouldn't do that for a couple reasons. We created a video that talked about rancidity in food storage, and even a teeny bit can make the other go rancid really fast. So I'm going to finish using this up. I would not add to it at all. I want to make sure that what I've got in the jar is all the same and new. So super easy. This is it. All I'm going to do is pour this in here. I'll take my lid, put it on, then I'm going to attach this and push start. It's that easy. Okay, once it's done, I'm just going to pop this off, pull this off, and you can see I've got this really nice seal here. You can choose if you like to keep the ring on it or not. I know that there are people out both ways, so I'm not going to weigh in on that. Always label tapioca pearls. I like to attach the label. You could put the label inside, but that kind of grosses me out a little bit. All right, there you've got it. So it's that easy. They're just vacuum sealed in jars. I'll need to store them in a cool, dry, dark location away from sunlight and in a way that they aren't going to get broken in the event of an earthquake. And this, quite frankly, is probably a couple years supply of tapioca for me, but now I can have it whenever I want to. And now for the question of the day. What is your favorite recipe that uses tapioca? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.